please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified. I forgot why you were ringing the little bell. I don't know, maybe just like ringing little bells. No, so you can be notified when new videos drop. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, anybody doesn't fit into that category, you don't want to miss any of these videos dropping. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I tell you, last night I heard a little tap at my window. My wife was away, right? My wife was away. I thought it was a bit strange, but my wife was there, so I heard a tap at the window. I went and looked up, see who was there. It was only Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson was, pressed up against my window in a negligee. It was really, really strange. I said, Scarlett, what are you doing, darling? What are you doing? She said, I just want to be around when a new video drops. I'm like, you can just click the bell. You can just click that little bell. That's all you need to do. I said, really? And it was raining out. I asked her to come and he said, nah, it's okay. I'm cool. Bye, Scott. No, none of that happened. that was all a lie. But can you click that bell, please? I went to a lot of effort, right, to get you to click that bell. I think I deserve you clicking the bell. Can you hit the subscribe button as well? That would be fan-dabby double dozy. So I have a controversial opinion. My controversial opinion is pretty much the culture war's over. The culture war is, as far as it is from like my perspective and where we are in fandom. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that we've had unbearable drivel, like unwatchable, absolute drivel that got made and coasted by having diversity or an inclusivity, but it didn't have any actual good content, right? It's just really, really very embarrassing. A good example of something in the culture war would have been the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. So what was the culture war? Culture war was essentially taking icons, mainly masculine icons of the Western world, of America, of England, and feminizing them and altering them to delegitimize essentially masculinity, right? So that's essentially what it was, and they did that with the intention that people of more marginalized identities would have a bit easier time in society because they'll see themselves reflected in it. But it didn't really work out, right? It didn't really work out because it was completely disingenuous, right? So I think that's over, right? We're going to get fallout from it for the next 5 years, minimally. We're going to get Star Trek Discovery season, 4 or 5. There's nothing you can do to make that not woke garbage. It is just low quality, low hanging fruit. It's insanely bad, right? It is genuinely insanely bad. That's what I call fallout from the culture war. But generally speaking, the ship's turning around. They just don't think they can get away. It's not financially viable anymore to continue making things that nobody wants to see. I think David Zaslav Discovery by Warner was it's a Star Trek video. You know what that was? That was like Praxis blowing up at the beginning of Star Trek 6. Like, it is going to have shockwaves for forever, right? Forever. The cancelling of Batwoman. Was it Batgirl, Batwoman? It was. These are going to have shockwaves forever. That's a substandard garbage that just exists to promote political ideals. Isn't going to make it. Now, I think you could quite reasonably say that Picard season 1 and 2 was substandard garbage that made to promote political ideals. Season 1, very, very sorry about Donald Trump and Brexit. We're so sorry. Oh, we're so sorry. Listen, also, I understand most people can't remember back 3 years, but if you can, 3 or 4 years, if you can, do you remember how good life was about the time in the world that you're crying about? Yeah, life was so much better now than the people whose politics I think Patrick Stewart follows took over, who have made a complete disaster out of everything. I understand the news keeps saying, oh, it's all okay, everything's fine, yes. Oh, yes, it's so good. Yeah, they're lying. It's all a lie. Don't believe any of it. Anyway, so that was season 1. Season 2 was Star Trek Immigration. Oh, it's so evil not having open borders. The first episode showed they could make bloody Star Trek. That first episode was very Star Trek-y. So what they're promising us now with Picard season 3, which they're not calling season 3, they're calling it the final season because they're saying, we want to just forget season 1 and 2. It's essentially that. There's never going to be an apology, right? There's never ever going to be an apology. There's never ever going to be a mea culpa. That's never going to happen, and they're going to continue talking outside the production exactly the way they have. Diversity, inclusion, Orange Man bad, whatever it is that they will still keep saying that. However, the product that they put on screen will be a product that, if you like Star Trek, you will probably like Star Trek. This looks like a fitting sequel to Next Generation, finally, right? You just forget everything. So Picard Season 3, which is essentially what they're asking you to do, right? Sometimes, and I found this out in my local synagogue, right? I found this out in local synagogue. Sometimes you are just so right. Like, I did not like... I didn't think our previous, I don't want to say label people, but I didn't think this rabbinical official particularly espouse the ideas of God and the Bible, right? That did not go down well. People acted like when I spoke out against it, people acted like I literally had set his wife on fire, then eaten her, right? It did not go down well. He ended up destroying his career about a year and a half later after going on this extended campaign to defame me and anybody else who he didn't like, right? Which is completely not very good. But he ended up destroying his career by violating Jewish law in front of the entire community. It's like he gave a speech to do it for 45 minutes on one of the holiest days of the year, where you're supposed to be in mourning, it's particularly for speaking badly about it. So anyway, so the point was this. And it took me about a year and a half to realize it. That proved me so unbelievably right? That proved me so unbelievable. There's nowhere to go, right? There's nowhere to go. Like most people who heard the speech, was most of the community, just felt personally insulted, so they don't like it. They didn't really think about it any deeper than that. But there's really nowhere to, nowhere to go. But because of that, I've had to pretend, and I wish somebody could have just sat down and told me this was the plan. I've had to pretend that nothing happened, right? It wasn't there, nothing happened, and moved, because they're so freaking ashamed at how freaking wrong they are. The same thing is happening here, right? They have been proved wrong. They are crestfallen and ashamed. They're never ever going to admit it. So that's the state of play as it is right now, right? I think... the culture war is ending. I mean, honestly, I think the analogy I would say is November, when Doctor Who comes back, it's going to be, I think it's going to be like D-Day, right? That which was the beginning of the end the real beginning of the end of World War II, the real defeat of the National Socialists, right? So, Nationalist Socialist, I should say. So, I think that's happening. I think Picard is a example of the culture war changing. I mean, we've seen Velma, right? Velma, skirters go to buy. It's diverse, it's inclusive, and it's shit. And nobody wants to watch it, and everybody's taking a shit on it, right? We're going to still get more woke garbage, right? Discovery's going to happen. There's no way they can turn that ship around quick enough. They might even get another season. They can't admit they're wrong. They cannot do it. They will not do it under any circumstances. They just cannot admit they're wrong because they're so wrong and they've been proved so wrong, right? I understand. They go, it's the best street. I know. People who just want to post about Star Trek and said, oh, look, it's the #1 thing on Netflix. They're lying. They're lying and manipulating figures. Don't believe what people say. Believe what actually happens, right? That's essentially my my message. So with that said, we have the final trailer for Star Trek Picard, which I did a trailer reaction, recording this on a very wet and rainy February the 1st, right? And it was from a live stream from last night. It'll be January 31st. So it starts in 2 weeks, the season. I'm actually psyched for it, right? I didn't believe Robert Meyer Burnett when he first said it was good. I'm actually genuinely psyched for it. It's going to make it so much harder if it's shit. I mean, it's going to make it so much intently harder if it's really bad. I hope it's good. Who knows, right? I might be wrong about everything, but I think for now there's a reason to hope, right? I think there's genuinely reason to hope. I understand if you don't want to, right? You've been kicked in the balls relentlessly, right? I understand. It's You know, we're all gun shy right now. I'm going to be the canary in mind. I'll go in first, but I think this one's going to be good. Hopefully, right? Hopefully, who knows or dares to dream? Before we get into the review, like, share, subscribe, the reaction. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you very much. I am very grateful, and I am genuinely very grateful for you doing that. Like, share, subscribe, comment. What else is there? In the video notes, right? Over here, down there, there's links to my... it was Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Substack. Substack is my email newsletter, which is awesome. Awesome, baby. So go and sign up for all those things. It will make your life immeasurably better, right? Immeasurably better. And that's as true as the Scarlett Johansson story, which I started with. But yeah, if it does make your life immeasurably better, please be sure to tell me. So I would use that disingenuously forever. Fine, like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you very much. Now, let me hand over to me from last night. Let's look at the trailer for Star Trek Picard, the final series. They're not calling it Star Trek Picard Season 3. They're calling it the final series because they don't want you to think of any other series. Right? That's what's going on. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to watch it as if this is the first thing they've done, right? This is the first thing. Nothing else happened. Just erase it all from your head, right? And they were dicks. I agree with you. They were awful. The culture war was awful, but we won it, right? And we won it so strong. We can't mention it, right? We can enjoy Star Trek. Wait, watch this.
We fight or we die.
That's pretty damn good. That's a great okay, let's watch this trailer. Okay, firstly, great callback to Star Trek 2. They're calling back to the best of Star Trek is a good sign, right? It's a good sign. It's that they want to be that star. That doesn't make sense that 7 of 9 is a captain. No. But forget everything that happened before. Who knows what happened after Voyager? She's a captain now. Okay, whatever. All right, again, great. This is great. I'm getting the feels. They got the music. Here's the difference. During the culture war, whenever they touched Star Trek Legacy, it made it worse. When they had the Guardian Forever, whatever the stupid, shitty ideas they had, right, made it worse. Okay, but this is great, right? You get the feeling of him coming back to Starfleet again. I like this.
Admiral on the bridge and Captain on the bridge.
You will probably find this inspection boring for the likes of you two.
Boring?
Well, we won't be blowing things up.
Oh, I think you will, baby. I think you will. You know, there's a really good book called The Captain's Daughter. I think Peter David wrote it. It was about the Enterprise B. Right, the Excelsior ship with what's his name as the captain? Captain Harriman, but he was played by he's in Succession. That's coming back in a month. I'm looking forward to that. When does 7 join start? Forget everything, okay? Nothing. We don't know anything from the end of Voyager to now, right? Something happened. Who knows? Maybe it's a 7 clone. We don't know. It's an android. It doesn't matter. They want everyone. She's easy on the eye, and she's not snogging, a cracker. It's a good day. It's a good day, right? Really, that's the way of looking at it. Fine.
Taking or engaging in fire, crash.
Yeah. So that book, The Captain's Daughter, fleshed out the character. What's his name again? He's in Succession, anyway. But I like they gave that whole crew a much more rounded thing. It was about Sulu's daughter in it. Sulu was in it. It's really good. You got to find that book.
Landing expectedly or unexpectedly.
Those were the days.
This is just delivering what fans want. I don't even think it's over fan service, maybe, but let's have a look.
There is something coming.
Battle stations.
Some kind of attack.
I don't like that. The identical starships. That's a mistake. Oh no, they're not identical. You got one more design. These 3 are too similar, though. Right? Yeah, these 3 are too similar.
Starfleet could be the target.
There's a darkness. An all-consuming darkness.
Now, who is that? Okay.
And it is getting stronger.
Jean-Luc, trust no one.
They have that Raffi in it, I guess, but I mean, again, forget everything. Remember, they can never admit they're wrong. That's not going to happen. That's not going to, because the reason they're never going to admit they're wrong is because we have been proved too right. Right? It's too, when you're proved too right, and this is a weird thing, right? I mean, it's like you have to just say, okay, then. Okay, you know, because everybody just knows it.
Jean-Luc Picard.
We will have vengeance.
I mean, look, Star Trek, good Star Trek always rotates around a great villain. She's really doing a really great job in this. And look at these visuals; they're lovely. Let's go back and have a quick look.
Jean-Luc Picard.
We will have
This again. It's modern, yet it's organically the same.
vengeance.
You and I have traveled to the far reaches of space. But something's different now. This is the end, my friend.
Again, they're hitting every note. What? Look at that! Look at that space dock. Oh man! If that space dock doesn't give you a tick, I know it's manipulative, but me, they give me what I want for once. They're not telling me I'm a cunt because I'm white. You know? Okay? There seems to be like trying to do Star Trek. I think we got the message. I think we got the message over.
Geordi!
Yeah, this is what everyone's always wanted.
Such pathetic old warriors.
I, too, was once irrational, violent.
I love a bit of wolf action, don't you? Wonder what's it once O2A. I wonder what ship that is. Got a bit of barrel damage. I like that.
Is anybody you know still the person you knew?
So he looks like he's on his side somehow. That guy. Maybe it's related to him somehow.
This is life or death.
It's always life or death, Jean-Luc. When has it not been?
With each ticking moment, I will take another piece of you.
Battle station!
This is again, like the personal revenge action. The huge space opera, the close family bond. This is Star Trek, man. This is what I don't think we're supposed to know who that villain is. You know, I mean, look, the only time they had a real a callback villain was Khan, wasn't it? What other villains have there been? No, they've all been new. The Borg, but that Borg Queen was new. Duras sisters were old, but who gives a shit? I mean, you know, like them. They weren't really the villain. That movie was a bit of a mess as it was. You had who was a villain in 6? Was there? No, it wasn't really a villain in 6, was there? It was more like Star Trek politics. 5 was. 5's fun if you really. If 5's fun. If you take an ecstasy, do they still make ecstasy? 5's fun if you take ecstasy. 4, the villain is Mankind Greed. In 3, it was Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, okay. The only time we had a callback villain was Khan. Fine, and Vija. Yeah, Vija. Decker unit.
Survival. Human nature, pal.
We fight or we die. Got it!
I'm seeing Captain Picard on his final mission on the bridge of a starship with it's Listen, is it a bait and switch? I don't know. Amanda probably looks like Burgess Meredith. She does, doesn't she? Yes, she does. All right, listen. I don't mind a weird looking villain. Oh, wait, the villain in they also had what's his name as a villain? Tom Hardy. That was not a good movie, right? I think this I don't know if it's going to succeed. It's trying, right? Maybe this time it'll be good. Maybe.
I need you. All of you.
Welcome, Captain. Yes.
Always.
Engage.
Oh, yes. See, the final season. There's no other season. Forget every other piece of shit. The final season, we're trying to sell Paramount. We're rebranding and merging. Okay, just go with it. Okay, forget everything else that happened. Okay. Here's what you want to do. Paramount. Listen to me, mate. Listen to me. Okay, you do listen to what DC are doing, right? Make an Elseworlds for Star Trek and put the shit in it. Oh yeah, put Discovery in it. We'll probably get another season of Discovery after this one. Like, why wouldn't we? There's gonna be fallout from the culture war for years, but the culture war is over, and we won. Right? Why are they freaking out on Twitter? Because the culture war is over, and we have won. Right? I think The Last of Us is actually another example of that. This might be shit. I might be wrong, but man, I think okay. Do you want to know what I really think? I see the energy turning. Man, the tides are turning. I keep telling it. Like politically, on my personal level, like I've yeah, a bunch of stuff. Things are changing, right? The times they are changing. And there's not going to be, don't expect a big ticker tape, parade. Maybe. It's, I think they could bring it back, right? I think they could bring it back. And I think, again, we are still going to have the final because everything else was unwatchable shite. No one watched season. Exactly. Yeah, okay. I understand. You just got to forget it, man. You've been proved too right. That's what it is. You have been proved too right. It's sometimes you're just proved so insanely right that you can't mention it again. If you don't want to go back, I get it. It was a night. Look, war is hell, mate. It's been 5 years of fucking hell. And it really has. Okay, look, joking aside, it's been fucking miserable. It's been miserable seeing them take everything we fucking loved and fuck it up so you can make a stupid message. Like it's been horrible. Like, man, there's a lot of pain involved in the culture war, right? Look, they took a lot of blood very quickly. It was rough, right? It took us we weren't ready. Why would we be ready? Right? Why would we be fun? Who thought this weird shit would go down? Oh, let's invade reality via comic books and weird shit that only weirdos will like, right? And and that's what happened, right? That's exactly what happened. They invaded reality using a bridgehead of culture, right? And look, the battle's outside it now, but man, they fucked up so much. The battle's over. It's over. Right, it's over. Now, that's not to say, humanity, the Western world may end up enslaved to the World Economic Forum for our good, obviously. But they know they got to keep us entertained at the very least. The culture war's over, mate. I'm sorry, it's over. Doctor Who proves that. This proves that. It's Top Gun proves it. It's not viable anymore. Everything's falling apart. Everything is coming apart at the seams, right? I understand you wouldn't want to go back. I do understand. It's been Wow, they've really, really, really burnt everything down, right? They sort, but I don't think they tried to salt the earth, but I don't know. It's but man, times are turning. This is like new spring, baby. I mean, listen, look how weird it is that the media's turned on Biden all of a sudden, right? It's as if they got a memo. All right, the times they are turning, and look, I'm a religious fanatic. I am completely, acknowledge that, right? I think we're bottoming out on this intense evil in the world, and the cultural war was a significant front on that, right? I think this force of evil, whatever you want to call it, this week we call it the Satan, right? Was given ultimate power over the world, and you see it dying. You see its grip on everything being slipping out of its fingers because it's weak. That's what I think I see anyway, right? That's what I think I see, and it's a victory, right? I think you got to acknowledge this is a victory, and everything that does happen. From Tzvi Lebetkin's lips to the deity who choices is. I agree. Listen, maybe I'm wrong, but I think we got reason to be optimistic, man. I mean, that trailer doesn't make me optimistic. I don't know what does.
Well, are you enjoying this?
Of course not. Are you?
I'm on board, right? I'm on board. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.